The story of Zal and Simurgh, the legendary large bird. Open book The Story of Zal and the Simurgh. Long ago, in the land of Persia, there lived a mighty warrior and ruler of Sistan named Shahnameh. He was a great hero, known throughout the land for his strength and valor. But deep in his heart, Sam had one great wish: to have a son who would carry on his name and his legacy. At last, on a blessed day, his wife gave birth to a child. But when Sam looked upon the newborn, his heart trembled. For the child had hair as white as snow and a face like that of an old man, though he was just an infant. They named him Zal. Sam was filled with anger and shame. He thought to himself, "How can such a strange child become the heir of a mighty warrior? A white-haired boy will bring me only dishonor." And so, with a heart of stone, Sam gave a cruel order. The infant was to be abandoned on the slopes of Mount Alborz, left to perish among the beasts of the wild. Sunrise over mountains, the abandonment of Zal. Under the cold night sky, the helpless baby was placed on the mountain. His cries echoed through the cliffs, surrounded by the howls of wolves and the roars of lions. Death seemed certain. But destiny had another plan. For high upon Mount Alborz lived the Simurgh, a majestic, legendary bird, older than time itself, with feathers of gold and fire. When the Simurgh heard the cries of the infant, she descended from her lofty nest and found the abandoned child. Her heart, filled with wisdom and compassion, was moved. "This child is forsaken, yet innocent," she thought. "I will raise him as my own." The Simurgh carried Zal to her nest, where she and her young chicks nurtured him. She fed him, protected him, and raised him with the love of a mother. And so, under the wings of the Simurgh, Zal grew strong, tall, and noble. Bow and arrow: Sam's dream and return. Years passed. Zal had grown into a striking young man, tall as a cypress, handsome and brave, though his hair remained snow-white. One night, Sam had a troubling dream. The wise priests told him, "Your son still lives, nurtured by a power beyond this world. Seek him on Mount Alborz, for he is destined for greatness." Regret pierced Sam's heart. With sorrow and hope, he journeyed to the mountain. There he heard stories from villagers about a strange young man who lived with the great bird. At last he saw him, a youth of radiant beauty with white hair shining in the sun. Sam knew at once this was Zal, his lost son. Dove: the farewell of the Simurgh. Sam pleaded with the Simurgh to return his son. The mighty bird, calm and wise, spoke to him. "I have loved this boy as if he were my own, but now it is time for him to live among his people. Yet remember, when hardship comes and no path can be found, let Zal burn one of these 3 golden feathers. At once I shall come to his aid." The Simurgh gave the feathers to Zal, and though both were saddened, she released him back to his father. Crown Zal's return to Sistan. When Zal returned to Sistan, the people marveled at his beauty and strength. Though his hair was white, his spirit was full of fire. Sam, ashamed of his past cruelty, embraced his son and said, "Forgive me, my child. I was blind to destiny. You will carry forward the honor of our house." From then on, Zal lived among his people, and his fame as a wise and noble warrior spread. Later, he would fall in love with Rudaybe, the princess of Kabul, and from their union would be born Rostam, the greatest hero of Persia. Thus ends the tale of Zal and the Simurgh, a story of rejection and compassion, of destiny and redemption. Thus ends the tale of Zal and the Simurgh, a story of rejection and compassion, of destiny and redemption.